Hi beauties, how is everybody doing today? We are going to paint in the journal, Georgia O'Keeffe journal, and we do have here acrylic paints in grey, cold grey, moss black and titanium white. And on the left hand side you see that thing, that mobile thing, and this is what I'm trying to capture, just this fraction of the picture. Before we paint, we do a little bit of sketching, not much. We have the upper line there, and this kind of darker stripe, I don't know what it is, some kind of ceiling part or whatever. Then we have the black thingy, the black painting on the wall, and when it comes to background, that's about it. First, I'm having a bit of difficulties in finding the right color. The cold gray I could see was too much of a blue value, so I added the tiniest amount of black, because with black, especially in acrylics, we have to be so careful. And this gray tone I'm putting down here is like a first base, because we have to come closer and closer to what we really want to show. And then 100% the painting, or 100% the photograph, the painting is not needed. So I'm trying my best here. A little bit of sponge work, and then it's so dark, and I put some more white on it. I'm having kind of a hard time to put in these shapes now, because I think the lines are not fine enough. Maybe I should take another brush. But then, and they are darker as I want them. So that's why I was dabbing with the paper cloth. And now we put in the shapes. We have a small one here. And I wonder, these shapes, what are they? First of all, I would like to know what kind of material are they made out of? And did she do that herself? Did she make it herself as a piece of art hanging from the ceiling? And while I'm painting, I'm thinking funny things sometimes. So then I was thinking, if this is still hanging in the house, or where is it? And what is it? It's just, I don't know, I just like it. In my house I have nothing like that. It's very modern and cool and I don't know. But it has some kind of fascination. So then I'm trying to bring down these tiny bits here. The triangle shape. And this is like a fish, or not like a fish, I don't even know, it's just shapes. And if you're interested in painting and art, and maybe sometimes you listen to some documentaries about some famous painters, or at least I do, and you hear the word shapes a lot. So it's about shapes. Painting is about shapes and values for sure, but shapes. And we have a whole bunch of funny shapes here. This is a bit darker. Yeah. I'm adjusting here. And now hold your breath, because now everything seems to go so wrong, because the tape doesn't come loose and the paper underneath, even though I did all the precautions I could, it was just terrible. And this is the next day now, and I was really convinced that I have to throw away the sheet or the painting. Where is it now? Here. I wanted to really throw it away because the paper all around is so ripped, and I was really sad. But then I thought, the expression I wanted to show is still there, and the painting itself, I like it. And then I thought, okay, I'll keep it. I mean, I could go around here with white paint or glue some white paper on top or whatever to make that frame look better. But then it's still part of the history, how this little journal or huge journal or whatever, how it all came into being, and the disaster with the tape was still part of it. So I thought, no, we keep it. We keep it. And that's it. And here I prepared some background in grayish tones for later to put down another image maybe, or some text. Here also a bit warmer colors and some faded clouds. So I did some more preparation. This sheet is done. I painted the shadow in the background to, on the left and right hand side, keep going with the shadow on the wall. And if it's so much in shadow now, that down part, that one feels like we have to go step out of the shadow. But how can I explain? If you put a shadow on that spot, which I will do in a minute, then even if the shadow goes away, the shadow is still there. Does that make sense? I don't know. Guys, I'm just trying to take you with me and my thoughts and show you a little bit in the studio how the process is really taking place. And here I'm putting like an extra shadow on it to see that if we take that off, the shadow is still there. And I like that piece a lot. There's some more space to fill and some more text to be glued down also. And this is the book. It's a Spanish book which I found in Palma de Mallorca many years ago. But now it's time for some Georgia O'Keeffe original paintings. Well, original paintings, no, but what she painted. And look, that was her at a young age. And look at these beautiful hands and a very severe and serious face. To me personally, she was much prettier when she was older. And here says Georgia O'Keeffe, 1887 to 1986. Flores en el desierto. Flowers in the desert. And the book is totally apart already. All these years. I don't know what I'm looking for here. Maybe for some kind of date of the book. '98, yes, I figured it out. When she died, she was 98. And now I will leave you just with some impressions. Take away the light so we don't have that glow on the pages. This is a charcoal painting or drawing. And then she painted the same motif in oils. This is when she first came to New Mexico. She was absolutely overwhelmed by the landscape there. Before she had lived 10 years in New York in one of the highest skyscrapers at the time, together with Alfred Stieglitz. And later when he died, she lived for 40 more years. Left-hand top corner, Alfred Stieglitz, and here is some paintings. And look at her hands, most beautiful hands ever. And she painted the grapes because she still thought she needed to paint what she was taught. But later, many times she said, in art school, they taught her how to paint landscape the way they painted. But nobody ever taught her to paint her landscapes. And see, all these pages are all loose from overusing the book, looking at it too many times. Typical flower painting of hers, and Alfred made many photographs of her, nude ones also. And here we have these beautiful macro flower bits and pieces. This one on the right hand side is especially beautiful. The left hand side, I think this is supposed to be like an iris or something. Here the poppies. The small picture down there is not one of her works. And here, just shapes, flowers again. And then she was painting New York. And back then this was not a thing, and not for a woman to paint like that. So she can really be said or thought of one of the first painters to make modern paintings. And there's one quote of hers that said, people told her she was one of the best female painters, but she thinks that she was one or the best painter. So she was quite aware of her work. This was her view from the apartment on the Hudson. And the picture is called, I think, Rose Cup with green leaves. And I like this bit right there. The camera does not pick it up so well, but there's a little bit of sun there. A warm tone. And here New York skyscrapers. And then when she came to New Mexico, then she started to paint what she saw there, what she could find. And there was skulls, bones, but no flowers. She painted them, or she added them. She added the flowers. Even though one day she said, I don't like that quote so much, but I'm still gonna tell you. She said, I hate flowers, but they're cheaper than models and they don't move. So I doubt that she really hated flowers because she was painting them so much, but we will never know. And here she has a huge skull from a cow. And on the right hand side is my most favorite painting of hers. I love it so much. And years ago I did an underpainting because I wanted to paint this. And I couldn't find it anymore. I was looking all over the place, and I've seen again how many pictures and paintings and images I've got. And artwork of mine. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of sheets, all kinds of sizes. But I said, now I'm doing the Georgia O'Keeffe journal, and I have to have the started painting, the unfinished painting. And I was looking and at least finally I found it. And it was not done at all, just the underpainting was done. Like the skull was there, but not painted, just the shape of the skull and the shape of the flowers. And I had to do and finish it. That's what I did yesterday. And here it is. So the shape of the skull was there with no details, just all around. The shape and the flowers haven't been there either. So I just finished it. It took me quite a while because there was no detail and nothing, but I managed to more or less, and I like it. I really like it. I put some warmer tones because the original painting of Georgia is more on the light side, more white, and I wanted to include a bit of the adobe house warm clay color in the background. And I asked my little son Ilya, he's 11, I asked him, which of the ones is nicer? Which you like better? And he said, the one on the right hand side looks better to me. And I said, that's cool because that's mine. So at least one person in the whole world will find that this is better than Georgia's. But I'm not competitive at all. And so I don't know. I always think that paintings and artworks of other artists are much better than mine. I don't know. Is this like a thing, being an artist, or too little self-esteem? I don't know. But I always like the works of others much more than my own. And later on I'm deciding to make a copy of this piece to put in the journal and to keep the original, and maybe look for a nice frame and hang it on the wall because I like it so much. I mean, I like the image, not the fact that I made myself. And this is what Georgia really, in mainstream and in public, what she was really getting famous for, these huge flower paintings. And she got contracted by Elizabeth Arden, I guess it was, for cosmetic purposes, for their marketing. They're so beautiful. In this book there's many paintings of hers from New Mexico. Here the bones, pelvis bones, where she liked the hole when she held it against the sky to see how the sky was coming through the hole in the bone. She spent many years and a lot of time in Lake George also, because Alfred Stiegler's family had a huge house there and she spent a lot of time there. But then there were always many family members and she couldn't really take all these people. But the book does not show so many Lake George paintings. This one on the right hand side is the patio door. Later she said the reason why she bought the ranch was because of this door. She was absolutely fascinated. Here it is again on the left hand side, and the letter. Her on the roof, sitting again. And this is like, it looks like shapes, but it's really landscape, abstract landscape. To her, it wasn't so abstract, really. I'm taking this one on the right hand side as an idea, and I will do a little painting. This is the clouds that she could see from the airplane, because when she got older, she really started some serious travels, and she was traveling all around the world. And this was the picture I was looking for when she was experimenting with ceramics. And here's a little bit about her life, her vita. She was born in Wisconsin, Sun Prairie. And here the last picture of her. Really beautiful. Don't miss part 3, because we have a lot of work to do still. Take care.